Painted blades that you see are either chartreuse or white or some type of a combination. I've got my painted bladed box. Where's it at here? Oh, here, there. You can see I've got a sort of a wide variety of them right there, but it's usually chartreuse white, something like that. You know, any given combination. Personally, my favorite for the painted blades is to have one chartreuse and one white, like this one right here. I mean, they all work. Sometimes I use two white ones, you know, especially like in the early spring when there's shad spawn and stuff like that. But probably this combo right here, the chartreuse and white, are probably my favorite combo that I've caught the most fish on. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about when you want to use these things and when they work the best. There are two windows that I have seen the painted blades work good. One is in the springtime of the year, either late pre-spawn or early post-spawn. So right before the fish start spawning, maybe like in March or something like that, and right after the fish start spawning, like in early May. That's one period, and then the other period is October and November. So there's sort of a 4-month window there. There's two different scenarios that a painted blade is going to work really good in. The first scenario is obviously in dirty, off-colored water with shallow cover. So for me, I like to use a painted blade if that water visibility is less than 2 foot deep, less than 2 foot in clarity, specifically less than a foot of clarity. If we have a day where it's, say, cloudy out, you can get by with 2 foot of clarity and they'll bite it pretty good. But on a sunny day, you need to have dirtier water, like maybe 12 inches or less of visibility. And you need to have some type of a shallow cover. Now, whatever cover you have, it could be a grass line, lily pads, it could be lay down trees in the water, just rocks, any type of shallow cover in that stained water is when these things are going to excel. Another thing with that is when you're fishing a painted bladed spinnerbait, you want to keep it high in the water column. So I like to fish it just under the surface, just where it's barely out of sight in that dirty water. So that most of the time the bait's going to be, you know, 6 inches to a foot underwater is the way I like to retrieve it with that. That's going to work really good. Also, guys, any type of a windy day, they really like for whatever reason this type of setup on a windy day. The other situation is in very clear water if you're fishing for smallmouth. This has long been a secret up north, guys. Chartreuse and white spinnerbaits or chartreuse spinnerbaits, painted blades are deadly on smallmouth. Burning them over those flats, you can have water visibility as clear as it gets, and those big smallmouth will hammer those things, just ripping it or burning it that far into the surface. Rain, shine, it doesn't make any difference. No wind, windy, whatever. That's a different animal completely than the largemouth and spotted bass that we're catching on it, you know, in the rest of the part of the country.